Welcome back, guys. Here we are. We're going to be looking at polynomials and zeros of polynomials. This is where we left off. And here's where we left off on the last video. I told you to work the 4, and hopefully you got to the point where the 4 worked. So there it is. The 4 did work. Okay, so now what are we going to do from here? We can't do the quadratic formula. We can't. No. Let me explain why. This particular polynomial was a 4th degree polynomial. And so when we do this one division, that takes this one down to a 3rd degree polynomial. So we're at a 3rd degree. So we cannot use the quadratic formula. This is very important. On the previous problem, it was a 3rd degree. And we did one division, and then we had a quadratic. And we were able to use solving methods. We didn't use the quadratic formula, but we were able to solve. Okay, this one we're not able to solve yet. So for this one, we've got to do one more division. It's a 3rd degree. Now it's a 3rd degree right here, and we've got to do one more division. Okay, so first of all, notice our last number and our first number have changed. So I can get rid of some of my choices. This would now I'm down to factors of 18 over 2. So I can get rid of a bunch of these because like 4 doesn't go into 18 and 8 doesn't go into 18. Okay, and so let's go. I can get rid of the 36. I don't know what happened to 72. 72 should have been in the list, but anyway, we don't use 72 now. And 12, I can get rid of 12. Doesn't go into 18. Why don't I have 18 in here? I should have 18 on the list. That's strange that it's not on the list, but anyway, I can delete some of these. All right. Now, if you pay attention, you might get a hint. Some of these problems I've given hints on. And I think my hint for this one was improper fraction. Okay, so I think that was my hint. So I have 2 choices. Technically, these are both positive and negative, so I guess technically I have 4 choices. So let's try one of those. Let's do 3 over 2. Let's do positive 3 over 2 and see what happens with the new numbers, not the numbers from the original problem because I've reduced it. Okay, so I'm going to try synthetic division with 3 over 2, and you're like, oh, I don't like fractions. Okay, remember, the denominator is divide by 2, and the numerator is multiply by 3. So I'm going to do 2 divided by 2, which is 1, and 1 times 3 is 3. And then I add. And then 0 divided by 2, 0, times 3 is 0, and I get 12. All right, and then 12 divided by 2 is 6, times 3 is 18. So it worked. Yes, this one worked as well. Okay, so this is an answer. So I've got 2 answers right now. It says find all the zeros. I've got 2. 4 produced a 0, and 3 over 2 produced a 0. Now I have a quadratic. Now this is an x squared. So now I have 2x squared plus 0x plus 12 equals 0. And just like the previous problem, I don't need that. I have 2x squared plus 12 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides. And then I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Now, pay attention here. That's going to give me positive, negative, I square roots of 6. Yes, I get imaginaries this time, and that's okay. So, final answers. Question was, find all the zeros. All right. The final answer, 4, 3 over 2, positive I square roots of 6, negative I squared is 6. Those are my answers. Now just real quick, let's go through the steps again. First thing we did was list all the possible zeros. There were a bunch of them. Okay. Hopefully I'll give you a hint and you won't have as much to search through. Step 2, pick one of those numbers from our list and divide until you get a 0. And if you'll watch the previous video, this was our third try. It took us 3 numbers to get to the 4. Okay. And then using the resulting polynomial, that's what this is right here, the 2, the negative 3, using the resulting polynomial, pick another number and divide till you get 0. Again, I was nice enough to give us a hint. Okay. At that point, this should be a quadratic, and it was, and we were able to solve it. Okay. We got another video coming up. I got another example I want to do. All right. Okay. It's just math, y'all. You can do this.